name is YEHOSHUA YA'ACOV. I'm a didactic scientist. This video is being made from Jerusalem. It's a comment upon the video of John Edwards' endorsement of Barack Obama. I'm the author of Humanomics, the trilogy, composed of two paradigms. Its central organizing principle, the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receive it to give, and the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. The latter will fundamentally and structurally transform the American economy and solve the entire host of problems of America's poor. It's a win-win situation for Americans. It'll take the economy from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion with a structure, a policy and a program and a framework that eliminates the extreme and corrupt biases between Wall Street and Main Street. It will not allow for Vice President feeding his, with blood in his hands, sending 4,000 plus young Americans to their death in a war in Iraq with blood in his hands for his Halliburton cronies, and it'll eliminate the massive gridlock and corruption of the lobbyists in Washington. It'll take the fullness of 2 terms of President Obama to reverse the extremes of abuse that have occurred, the destruction of democracy and particularly its mechanisms of delivery. I'm an American citizen. I've lived in Jerusalem for 22 years. I saw that corruption in its extreme, and I simply left. It was hopeless and beyond the pale. Having seen this visionary, this beam of light emerge in Barack Obama, I fully endorse and support him. Now let's get to Talkless. What do we do? First, congratulations to John Edwards on your endorsement. It will send. The only thing that I would say that I would qualify, you spoke far too long and far too rosy in your praises of Hillary Rodham. She's a part of the problem. When she couldn't step on the rights and steal, her and Willie Clinton tried to steal the nomination with their pushing Florida and Michigan, and they knew bloody well that your candidacy would be the spoiler in Florida, and it was. And that you would win big, and they had all kinds of strategies to steal the nomination. When they couldn't steal it, they tried to buy it, and now she's trying to elbow her way into the nomination as vice president. Well, Kathleen Sablis in Kansas, and 4 or 5 other people, certainly Michael Blumenthal in New York, and there are 4 or 5 other people who are far better and more suitable candidates than her as vice president. I just wish we could have Michelle Obama as the vice president. Okay, let's move on. Humanomics is the solution to what? We've observed science is done by empirical and logical methods. Empirical and logical method means observation and the application of logic. And as Einstein said, if the facts don't fit the theory, you change the facts. When the theory is right and it tells you, it describes accurately what is happening, the facts that you think are right, you have to check them, double check them, triple check them, quadruple check them, and keep on checking them until you find out that the facts that you think are the facts have to be changed. Not the spins of George Bush and Dick Cheney. Look, President Cheney's been running the country into the ground for the past 8 years because there was a kid in short pants, most of the time drunk and slobbering, okay, I've had my own experience of this clown. Cheney dispatched Gonzalez, his flunky, Bush's flunky, to go and obstruct justice in the DOJ. The things that they've gotten up to, the Halliburton's 2007 record profits of 15.3 billion, but guess what? Net profit of 3.5 billion. I think that's about 22.87%, which means gross profit of nearly 50%, 46, 47%. This is a theft. This is extreme pilfering and theft of the public treasury, with blood in its hands of America's youth. They should be prosecuted and imprisoned, never mind ridiculed and asked to resign. They're a disgrace to America. And okay, so moving on. Humanomics is the new East-West convergence model. The local reality has collapsed, ending man and mankind's exile. And when East and West, West first, communism in both the former Soviet Union and Yugoslavia collapsed. What was their local reality was communism. Both collapsed. In Israel, Zionism with the murder of Rabin and 9/11, capitalism begins imploding, and tsunami. Okay, if you go through the events, the meta-narrative of 9/11 is 4 levels. It signals the collapse of the East-West systems. It signals the collapse of the 2 largest monotheistic religions. It signals the collapse of the 2 largest economies, America and Japan, under oil at $126 a barrel. They're not competitive anymore. But far, far more importantly, it signals the collapse of the klipa, the duality of man and mankind's mind. It was his sociologic, psychologic manifestation of mind that was giving to receive. That has collapsed, and we all of us have to deconstruct the ground zero, the local reality of our personal ground zeros in our lives and our families and our communities and nation. This is where we are, folks, and so I'm the mailman, and I can assure you it's been a thankless task. You know, nobody wants to hear this, but the fact of the matter is this is where we are. Tomorrow it isn't going to change. The day after isn't going to change. And you know, I'm living in Israel for 22 years, and it's what can I say? So let us understand that the way forward is to stand up and be counted. The process of redemption begins with ending the denial of the collapse of the local reality, and I can tell you the whole world is in denial. And what's blocking man and mankind's ascent to inhabit the quantum reality, which is human object in general and its central organized principle receiving to give, is Israel's denial. When Israel stops its denial, so too will the nations. Having said that, we're here celebrating our 60th anniversary while we're making every mistake in the book, and we're a part of the problem, not a part of the solution yet. And I won't go into the particulars because it's almost irrelevant. America's in recession. It's in big trouble, folks. And taking and developing, implementing, and cultivating the new economic paradigm is world-class global technology under President Obama it will create tens of millions of sustainable domestic content, sustainable jobs that will eliminate the deficit, will take the economy from 14 to 45 to 50 trillion and allow for average wages to rise from double their present levels in years 3 to 5, to triple in years of 14 through 16, 18. It will it's a big supply side win-win project. It'll eliminate the national debt, it'll eliminate the Social Security deficit, it'll triple the currency value. That's where we are, folks, and that's where we're going, and that's the over-the-horizon vision based upon international content. I'm the author of Humanomics. My name is YEHOSHUA YA'ACOV. Don't shoot the mailman, folks. I know the first part of this video, nobody wants to hear about those 4 levels, but that's what that's the meta-narrative of the collapse of the local reality. Thank you for listening. I'm YEHOSHUA YA'ACOV from Jerusalem, and we wish you Kabel B'Shulatet, which means blessings and receiving to give. Thank you for listening. I'm YEHOSHUA YA'ACOV.